Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. So today's video is about having your voice and to voice your views. Now everyone has their own understanding of the world and understanding of different issues that are plaguing us right now. If it's positive news, if it's negative news, if it's news or ideas about how to better the world or whatever it is. I've have had have I've had many people comment on my videos. Many comments. These are just the recent comments on my videos. And so I have had literally probably tens of thousands of different reviews, different comments on my books and videos. And some negative, some not so negative, some positive and negative towards me, some positive and negative towards the actual video itself. And so the whole idea is just to say what needs to be said through your voice. And don't care what the negative naysayers and the criticizers say. Because in the end, all that really matters is getting the message out. And what is the message of this world? Is peace. And what is peace? What is world peace? World peace is where we are living in harmony with all life. That is precisely what veganism and more so Eden fruitarianism is all about. It's really about just sharing the message of love with every as many people as we can, and to practice that each and every day of our lives. And so the whole idea, I think, about sharing a message is that somebody out there will resonate with whatever message that you're sharing to the world. And even if one person resonates and that's it, then you've really did your job. And maybe you just continue to do it, and maybe somebody won't hear your message. Maybe somebody won't be inspired by you. But I feel that when we send the message, whatever message we're sending, basically the way I put it is that I'm trying to send a message of let's build a world that where everyone is working in harmony with each other, with love with each other. And so the whole idea is to share that message and to understand that people are at different levels, conscious levels. And that means that they can't understand your conscious level because they're not at that level yet. And so even if somebody is 40 years vegan, or if somebody is supposedly a master guru, that person may not have as much understanding as you. Or maybe you don't have as much understanding as them. So it's not about where we are consciously, it's about where we are on our journey. And so the whole idea for this video is to understand that everybody's not at the same conscious level. And therefore, people think that because that person is at a higher level, and they don't realize that, of course, they just realize, oh, that person is different, that person has a beard, and that person has long hair, and they judge by the person's cover, and they judge by the appearance of something, because they're not at that level themselves where they understand what they understand. For example, when I was younger, I used to I saw some videos of people that had long beards and long hair and other things, and I judged them. Basically, I was judging them by the way they looked, by the way they uh, dressed, by the way they just their whole appearance, the whole cover of who they were. And I didn't see that that is just the perception and the understanding of who I am and what I believe at that moment, what I believed in that moment, and what I believe about society. Now I have a completely different view on society and a completely different view on governments and elites and the whole herding culture. And I have a whole different perspective on people and other animals. And understanding that it's not about the person's appearance. It's about not even the information. It's about the actual inner being, of that person, the inner being. Now, at one point I mentioned, well, in a sense, it is physical appearance in some way because we are unfortunately materialistic and egocentric and judgmental about appearance, and we need to. But then when we don't follow our intuition and follow our guidance, inner guidance, and we think, hey, these people are, it's okay to be a little bit, ego, or a little bit vain, or a little bit, about our appearance, basically. Then we start to get sucked in again to this whole system of vanity. And vanity comes from materialism, comes from ego, comes from we're right, we're the right ones, and they're the wrong ones. They need to be perfect. They need to be looking perfect and everything. And if they're not looking perfect, something's out of shape on their appearance or the appearance of the video, then totally dismiss the video. Now, I got to thinking about this because people judge right away. People judge the appearance of the actual person or the video. And that's what I found throughout my 11 years of being vegan. Now, but the thing is, if we want to live a truly authentic and spiritual life, we have to follow our own guidance. I mean, of course, we can have inspiration from certain people, but if we are following them or inspired by them just to copy or to, copy certain things, some certain qualities or certain traits or certain physical appearances of them, then we're not really following our own intuition. We're not following our own guidance. So the whole idea, basically, about this understanding, this idea, is that the only thing that is true, the only thing that we need to follow is our intuition, ultimately. And of course, nature, which nature is part of our intuition. Because in nature, yes, there's a lot of animals out there that care about their appearance. They groom themselves, etc., etc. They do certain things with themselves, but only to a certain point. Only to a certain point. When we start taking care of ourselves in a sense of vanity, and when do we draw that line? When do we draw that line? Do we absolutely don't take care of ourselves? and just let everything go, our whole appearance go, or do we, like, how far do we go? We go as far as we individually feel we want to go. But we don't do it to please anyone. We don't do it to make views. And let me tell you something. I don't create these videos to make millions or billions of views. I mean, if I get millions and billions of views, terrific. But I don't do my videos for that. Now, I would love for my videos to get that many views, because then I would be definitely sharing this message to the world, to a larger audience. But the thing is, we have to do what is right for us, not what is right for somebody else, not conforming to the system. We have to do what is right for us. We have to do what is right through cultivating and trusting our intuition. And intuition is basically that little voice that we hear within us, what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And also, it's not a voice from what people are saying or from our culture. And sometimes people that are very low in consciousness, and sometimes we really don't know what level we are consciously. But once we start to question everything of our society, once we start to question every single thing, and even so-called truth, the stuff that is so-called truth out there, once we start to question those things, then we start to elevate our consciousness even higher than this. Once we start incorporating more love and more compassion, and we start incorporating more positivity, less judgment of others, more positivity, more love, less judgment is put upon us. So all we can do is just live our lives the way we want to live our lives, as long as we don't harm anyone, any living being, as much as we possibly can, so we cause the least harm, possibly zero harm if that's possible, and we just do what we can in this world to share this message with the world. So that's all we can do. Trust our own intuition. Forget about the naysayers and the criticizers and the people that are really, forget about that. Forget about them. We can definitely take some feedback. But feedback is different than criticism. Feedback is definitely better. Is definitely better than criticism. Now, feedback is positive suggestions that people can make in their lives to improve whatever it is. If it's their speaking, if it's their... But then again, we all have our own unique way of talking. We have all our own unique way of interpreting things. We all have our own way of sharing the message of veganism. And so no way is absolutely wrong, unless we are, again, judgmental, angry, we're shouting in the video, we're swearing in the video, we're attacking people, and all these things. And there's a difference when we attack someone's actions and when we love the actual person. Okay? Like, there's a lot of people that just talk nonsense on the internet. They think they're talking truth and they talk nonsense. And that's the thing. They talk nonsense, but they might be beautiful people. They might be loving people in other respects. We don't know who those people are. Even if we do know them, we don't know them. Because even knowing someone for 20 or 30 years or 40 years, sometimes we don't really even know them. We don't know anyone but ourselves, truly. And so this is who we are. We are people. If we have a message to share, we share it. No matter what people say, no matter what criticisms and harsh, negative naysayers say, we have to share that message. Of course, if it's a loving vegan message, then we have to share it. But if it's not, then of course we have to reevaluate our actions and our words, because if we want to live in a Garden of Eden or the utopian world or paradise or whatever you want to call it, we need to emulate just what that is. And that's non-violence in every respect. So, I want to thank you for joining me. Trust your intuition and your guidance, your inner voice. And once you start to question everything in our society, question everything in the world, around the world, and to trust our intuition and nature, then we start to change our lives. And when a negative naysayer comes around and criticizes you, or criticizes your video, or criticizes whatever, there's only one reason actually they're doing that. And the reason is because they have something within them that needs healing. Some part of them that needs healing. So if they're judging you, they're judging themselves. If they're hating on you, they're hating on themselves. If they're hating on your appearance, they're hating on their appearance. So you say, thank you for sharing your valuable comments. I love you so much. And go on with your life. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. And until next time.